Hi, welcome to Erica Makes and Crafts. I'm Erica. Today I wanted to do a different style video with you guys. I wanted to be more laid back and chill. I know sometimes when I do my whipping chats, I can focus more on the whipping, the work in progress, than the talking. So I decided to switch up the camera angle, not put so much pressure on myself to be actively working, although I do have a kit in front of me. I'm currently working on Moon Gaze. This is the image. And I'm not sure how I'm assuming it's female, the artist, but that's the name. I liked that image when it was released and saw that it was on sale, which makes me feel like it will probably be discontinued after it sells out. I know that can happen sometimes. So I made some purchases. You can see them over here. This was one of the kits I purchased, but I'm already working on it. I blew through Angie and Oliver by Hannah Lynn. I finished that in record time for myself. I think I was only working on that for 11 days, which is very quick for me. And I've only been working on this one for 3 days and I'm already 2 rows in. So I'm enjoying this one. This kit, Moon Gaze, these are my colors. These are my happy colors. Any kit that sits in this color palette, I know I'm gonna love, which is one of the reasons why I decided to pick it up. And I am enjoying it. I decided to start this video with the kits that I've picked up. The majority of them are all restocks with the exception of one. I allowed myself for my birthday to purchase, and this is the reason why I am now on a very strict low buy or no buy, because I believe I have 8 kits here. But several of them are kits I've been waiting for restock for a very long time, and they came back. I think one of them, this one, I've been waiting for over a year. I'm not going to do unboxings, but I will show them and talk about them with you. I have opened them all up already, but this is Stacked Pumpkins and Sunflowers by Angela Anderson. Like I said, I've been waiting for this to restock for about a year now, or over a year now. And when I saw it came back in stock, I snagged it because I didn't want to wait for another year. Not sure if I'll work on it this autumn. I have some kits in my stash that I kind of already wanted to work on this autumn, but definitely want this kit. Definitely want to work on it. Definitely see myself hanging this up in the fall in my house. I like the pastel colors. Fall, traditional autumn colors, the earthy tones of greens and oranges and reds, those aren't the pocket of colors that I like to sit in. So whenever there's colorways that include the pastel brights, like these 2 pumpkins right in here, those pinks and blues, I'm very gravitated towards those because those are my happy colors. So I think that I will enjoy looking at this kit in the autumn. So that was one of the main reasons why I have been waiting for that one to restock for so long. And that one came with a bronze card. I got a bronze card with that one. The next one I got is Lion Cub by Puffy Gator, and it looks like there we go. Lion Cub by Puffy Gator. It's a cute little cherry kit, and I think there's enough pink tones in there that I'll enjoy working on this one. I got this one on a restock because I've been noticing a lot of Puffy Gator kits getting discontinued or I've noticed her kits can get discontinued kind of quickly. And I've learned over the past year that I enjoy working on Puffy Gator kits. So when that one came into restock, I decided to get it. And then I also got this Puffy Gator kit, Winter Wonder, on a restock for very similar reasons. I loved this kit when it was released, didn't get it because I was on a very strict low buy. It came back in stock when I was allowing myself to make some purchases, so I decided to snag it. My one concern about this one is it's not a color palette that is traditionally me, but usually if I love the image enough, I can power through it. I do know that I enjoyed Halloween Cat, which is a Puffy Gator kit that was similar, browns, oranges. And I loved every second I worked on Halloween Cat. So I'm not too afraid, but I usually gravitate more towards the cool tone pastels. This is Happy Place by Erica the Goober. This was another one I almost didn't get, but did end up deciding to. I almost didn't get it because of the color palette. Not necessarily my color vibe, but I loved the image. I loved having a female with dogs, because cats tend to take up a lot of the imagery in the diamond painting world. So finally, there's a girl with a couple of dogs reading a book on the couch. And in support of that, I decided to get it. And I will love doing this kit. I'm sure I will. And I wouldn't have got it if I didn't think I'd enjoy working on it. And this one, along with the two Puffy Gator kits, they were both bronze cards, or they were all 3 bronze cards, but I think that's a very pretty image. And I've never worked on an Erica the Goober kit, so it's my first one. And it looks like there's some tones of blues and pinks in there. Enough tones of blues and pinks that it's not just all browns and orange. And this is also my first Mrs. Butter D Christmas drink. Again, a little bit out of my color palette, but I enjoy the image a lot. I almost picked this up when it was released last year in their Christmas releases in 2024. But I got a couple other ones, I think, instead. And it's Mrs. Butter D, so I figured it would get a restock, and it did. I think a couple times already. But I might work on this one this year, actually. I like it that much, and I think I will enjoy it. It's a good size too, at 50 by 70. That's kind of a nice size. And I've seen it done up. I've seen it worked up already, and it is pretty. And this kit had my first black card. And I kind of feel bad that I already opened it and my reaction wasn't on camera, because I didn't cry. I know some people cry when they get them, but I was very excited, and the only person I had to share that with was Hannah, my dog, who's right here beside me. But she was great support. But yeah, very excited. We'll probably work on this one around Christmas. And then I got this one. So those were all the rounds. My next 3 are all squares. I got my Inner Sanctuary by Yume Art. This is one I've been eyeing for a very long time. Decided to pick it up because I noticed one of her other glass instrument kits has been discontinued. I don't remember the name of it, but it is the long one with the violin, blue, the violin player. I noticed that one got discontinued. So now I'm worried that the glass instrument kits are going to be starting to get discontinued. And the piano is the one that I've been eyeing and wanting. So I decided to pick that one up when it was restocked. FOMO, you guys, that one got me for this. And this had a bronze card in it. Not sure when I'll work on it, but happy to have it. I snagged this as soon as I saw it. Threads of the Universe by Scott. I believe it's Howden or Howden. This always sells out fast, and I've been wanting this one forever. It is my color palette. She's a knitter, but you know, she's a fiber maker. I love to crochet. I love the beautiful rainbow pastel yarns in her hair. I've been loving this kit, and just it always comes back in stock, and I'm not currently purchasing, or it comes back in stock and by the time I realize it, it's already sold out. So I did snag this one up very quickly. I've been wanting this one for a very long time. I think she's beautiful, and I absolutely cannot wait to work on this one, but not sure when that will be, because after Moon Gaze, I think I'm going to work on Crafter's Delight by Bella Art. Bella Art, Dana Cole. But anyways, so yeah, not sure when it'll be, but it's a beautiful kit. I'm very glad to have it. And this one came with a bronze card. And then I also decided to get Fairy Lights by Ivy Dellamore. I got this one because of the color palette, and she's a fairy, and I love fantasy. Wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but then convinced myself to, and I'm happy that I did. I think this is my second Ivy Dellamore kit, but I haven't actually worked on one. I have Witch's Bath, or the one with, I don't think it's called Witch's Bath. I think that's another one. It was a limited release on Black Friday of a woman in a bathtub. I picked up that one. I didn't get it on Black Friday release, but when I noticed it was a limited edition, I picked it up, I think the week after, because I did like the image and I didn't want to miss out on it. But my brain is not thinking of what that kit is called. But it is an Ivy Dellamore. And yeah, it's sold out, and they discontinued it. But anyways, this one's cute and pretty, and this one might get, after I do it, this one might get snagged by one of my nieces or my boyfriend's daughter. I think Moon Gaze might get snagged by one of my nieces. I think one of my nieces might like Moon Gaze, the current one I'm working on. And this one gave me my very first gold card. And I was actually more emotional about that because I opened up this one first and got a gold card, and I was with my mom at the time. And I think I almost cried on that one just because I wasn't alone. And it's so funny that you get so emotional because you don't buy the kits for the cards. They're just something that are fun that come with them. And then you open them up and you find the card and you get emotional. But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys those kits. I wanted to do it in a more laid back way. I didn't necessarily want to open and unbox them all. I'm not an affiliate for Diamond Art Club, so I'm not trying to sell the kits. I'm just trying to show you what I got and what I'm interested in, and kind of give you an idea of what I'm adding to my stash. But like I said, I'm currently working on Moon Gaze. My drills are beside me here, so if you see me looking down here, I'm just looking at my drills. I didn't buy this upon release. I might have already stated this. I didn't buy Moon Gaze upon release. I bought Moon Gaze when I noticed that it was going on sale. And then I got scared that it was gonna be discontinued once it sold out. Because that happened to a couple of other kits that I kind of liked. If they don't sell out quickly enough, they discontinue them. Which I understand. They're a company and they're trying to make money. It's just frustrating because you don't want to have to partake in the FOMO. You don't want to have to spend money because you're afraid a kit's gonna sell out, but then you end up doing it anyways. Or I end up doing it anyways. I should speak for myself. But I knew this was a kit I would really enjoy. I knew this was a kit I would like, and I am really enjoying it. I do like it. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to get it. And then I got it and I immediately kitted up. I kitted up before I was even done Angie and Oliver, because I knew I would want to work on it next. And I think the next kit I'm going to work on is Crafter's Delight. So that one is a teacup with yarn, like the pastel colors, definitely my vibe, and it's got a crochet hook. And so as a crocheter, I definitely love when it's yarn crafts with a crochet hook instead of knitting, because knitting tends to be the most, in art, the most seen. Or I think it is anyways, but that might just be because I crochet. Maybe if you knit, you see a lot more of the crochet artwork. I'm not sure there, but one thing I saw recently is Enabler's Outpost is selling some of the Reagan Kubitschek Care Bear diamond paintings. And I am not currently buying, obviously, from all the kits I just showed you. I am going on a strict no buy. But I did see that Enabler's Outpost is starting to sell Reagan Kubitschek, well, her artwork in general, but a couple of her Care Bear kits are for sale there. One of them is Luck Bear, and I want Luck Bear. If they sold Cheer Bear, I'd be more tempted to pull the trigger and actually buy, actually make a purchase. But with Luck Bear, I can wait. I have from Art and Soul, I have Grumpy Bear, and I have Share Bear. So I would like to get the Care Bear kits that I don't have. I've never purchased from Enabler's Outpost. I don't know if any of you guys have. But I do hear good things about Enabler's Outpost, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, I also think, I guess I should mention, a couple of comments said they'd like to hear my poem I talked about in my last Whip and Chat. I put my mom on it. She is to look for it. She said she thinks she knows where it is, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet that she's found it. So I don't know if she's been actively looking for it. In case you didn't see my last whip and chat, or you don't know what I'm talking about. In my last whip and chat, I mentioned how I was talking about reading and books, and then I started talking about how my boyfriend, when he was in school, grammar school as a kid, he wrote a poem. He entered a contest and he wrote a poem, and the winner got to meet Stephen King. And, you know, we're from New England, and Stephen King is also from New England. My boyfriend won, so he got to meet Stephen King, and then that made me remember when I was in the 5th grade, I wrote a poem, and it was a nationwide contest, and I was one of the contestants who won, so my poem got published in a book that other kids from across the country got their poems published in as well. And I asked if any of you guys would like me to read it, and a couple of you guys said you would. So now I have to have my mom find it because I'm sure she has it, and she's sure she has it. It's just, where is it? But she thinks she knows where it is. So, and like I said, I'm sure she does know where it is. But anyways, I will read it. I will read it when she finds it. I know I've mentioned I was unable to get Dark Lilith by Margaret Morales, which I'm not upset about. I'm not. I know that was an extremely popular kit, but I am much more of a fan of the bright colors, so I think that's probably why I wasn't that upset about it. I am not. I'll get it most likely, and I'll work on it. But her Spring Awakening kit, I worked this past weekend. In fact, this is Wednesday, and it's my first day off because I was supposed to go to comp day last Thursday, and I ended up picking it up for work because one of my coworkers' family members passed away, and the scheduler asked if I would pick up a couple of her visits, and I said sure. So this is my first day off in over a week, but it was my choice to work, so I'm not saying that they forced me into it. They gave me the option, and I said sure, and I was happy to do it. I am you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of person, and this particular coworker is very helpful when she's able to be. In fact, she's helped me out a couple of times, so I'm just sorry for her going through loss in her family. But I think she's doing okay. But anyways, so all that to say, that's why there was only one visit. That's why there was only one video last week. I just got really busy, and that's why this video is going up on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I've just had no downtime, and the downtime I've had, I've been spending using it as downtime. But anyways, that was my weekend. I'm all over the place. I'm tired. I happened to be in a client's, I do hospice home health, so I travel around to different people's homes and assist in their care. And I happened to be leaving someone's house and noticing that it was 11:58, and Diamond Art Club releases, the VIP releases are at noon my time. And I was like, I could get it. I could get Spring Awakening. I could get that one. So I did. Don't judge me. I'm judging myself enough. But that one was much more tempting to me than Dark Lilith was. And it's autumn colors. I was telling my friend that even though it's called Spring Awakening, to me it's an autumn kit. And that one I want to work on in the autumn, in the fall. I'm already planning on starting that one sometime in August or September. Technically, August is still summer, but, well, technically, most of September is still summer. But I would like to finish that one in the fall. So I'm going to start it a little bit earlier. I like to do a Margaret Morales kit, at least one Margaret Morales kit every year. Last year I did Onahime. This year I'm thinking it's going to be Spring Awakening. I do have her mystery kit. And I know what the image is. I won't tell you what it is in case you have it and you don't want to know. But I figured it out before I even got it. I figured it out, and that was how I knew I wanted it. I might try working on that one this year as well. I am starting to do mini dazzle kits at my boyfriend's on the weekends, and it's a pretty good setup. And I'm starting to wonder if I could bring smaller canvases to work on over there. I know he'd have no problem. He has no problem. It's just his space is small. He doesn't have the setup availability to work on a larger kit, a wider kit. So that's why the mini dazzles are nice. I mean, the majority of the time I'm there, his daughter's with us and she's 9, so she keeps your attention busy. So I don't have a lot of time to diamond paint or to crochet, but I've been averaging about 2 mini dazzles a weekend when I'm there, which I think is pretty good. So that's 2 little like mini dazzle picture pieces. It's not 2 mini dazzle kits. So I've brought the roller skate kit, and I have 2 more roller skates to do, and I'll have the roller skate kit complete. And one of them, he got a frame for me. So one of the roller skates is framed and at his place. It's not, diamond painting isn't something he necessarily is into, but he knows I am, so he tries to be supportive. He likes to paint, and he likes the arts. He's not necessarily a crafter. I am a big one in saying that there is a difference between arts and crafts. I know usually they get lumped together, but I am a very crafty person. I am not necessarily artistic, and I know that there are plenty of people who are very artsy and not necessarily crafty. So there is a difference between arts and crafts and the way that your brain works around them, if that makes sense. But he is very supportive of creative outlets, even if it's not necessarily one that interests him. And I am too. I definitely try and support him in whatever creative outlet he's working on. He likes to draw and he likes to paint. He likes to do black and white drawing with graphite. He also likes to use colored pencils. Again, he likes to paint. And those are two different types of skill sets. So as far as I'm concerned, those are two different, like it uses two different parts of his brain. The way I diamond paint and I crochet, those are two different crafts. But anyways, so like for Christmas, I'll usually get him a mixed bag of different sketchbooks or graphite pencils or colored pencils, paint brushes, a little grab bag of supplies. He appreciates it because art supplies are expensive. So I got him neon colored pencils and some black paper sketchbooks. I don't know if he's used them yet, but I got them because I was drawn to those colors. That's not to say he is as much, so. I'm trying to edit out the noise of me emptying the drills. I try and do it on my regular whip and chats too. Edit out the noise. But one thing I noticed with Angie and Oliver, and I don't know if it's because it's an extremely old kit. I got that kit in 2019. If you saw the pictures, I posted a picture of it on Instagram. Erica Makes and Crafts is my name over there. It's such an old canvas that even the side legend is different. Everything about that kit was different, but I loved it. It was like going back in time because I've been working on Diamond Art Club kits since 2019. And I remember when the kits were like that. And anyways, it had no static. I didn't have any static at all. I loved it. That was probably maybe that was part of my enjoyment of that kit, the lack of static, because so often lately my kits are just all static. But what made me think of that was this kit, Moon Gaze, is very low on the static. I do know that when I was kitting up this kit, I blew, well, I didn't blow, I did the like into every container before I closed it. And then it sat for about a month. Because I kit this one up before I even worked on Angie and Oliver. I kit this one up while I was still working on my boyfriend's custom diamond painting. So this one sat for, if it wasn't a month, it was 3 weeks anyways, before I got around to working on it. So maybe that breath and then the time gave the drills a chance to lose their static. Or maybe it's just because we're leaving winter and heading into spring and the air is much more humid where I am, because static is usually associated with the drills not having enough moisture. So maybe the more humid air is helping. I don't know what, but I'm enjoying the lack of static in this kit and then my last kit. It has been adding to my enjoyment of working on them. And like I said, I have a niece, my 9-year-old niece loves the same type of pastel colors that I do. And I think she would like this kit when completed. I'm going to, before I gift it to her, I'm going to show the picture to her mom and make sure her mom approves it, just out of respect for her mom. I really don't think her mom will have any issue with it. It's a girl, not showing any skin, sitting on a moon, pointing at a star. So I think she'll be okay with that. Her mom doesn't want, and I'm in agreement. I completely understand. When you have girls in your life, you start to realize how much imagery and stuff that's targeting their age is very mature, very mature imagery. And so like keeping them young for as long as you can, kind of a thing. So out of respect for their mom, I do like to make sure she's okay with the images that I get them. Which is why when I got the Puffy Gator kits, I showed her. If you're not aware, if you go back to the very beginning of me starting my channel, I was working on 3 Puffy Gator kits to give to my 2 nieces and my boyfriend's daughter for Christmas last year. They all loved them, but the reason why I picked Puffy Gator, and it was the first time I ever worked on Puffy Gator, is because I wanted the same artist, so all the artwork would be similar, so that the girls weren't arguing about liking one over the other, kind of a thing. Because when the 3 of them get together, my 2 nieces are definitely sisters. You have to get them very similar things, or they'll want what the other one has. So even if you buy them the same thing, you have to initial their first initial on the toy or whatever it is, so that they know that one's theirs and the other sibling can't accidentally be playing with theirs. It's normal. I had a brother, not a sister, and I grew up in a daycare, so it was a different vibe as far as things being shared and used. So I can't really relate to that as much, but I do know that that's normal. But the majority of my childhood, we had to share. There, I should say, my mom did, like, the toys that were ours were in our room, and only the children at the daycare we invited into our room were allowed to come into our room. Like, we were afforded privacy. But the majority of the stuff my mom bought for toys and stuff, she bought for the daycare. So they were for everybody to use. And we just grew up knowing that. And the older I get, the more I realize how unique of a childhood I truly had. But anyways, a good childhood. I had a good childhood. I have no regrets about growing up in a daycare. Always kids to play with, always fun. But, you know, I do realize now that I'm older, it was definitely a unique childhood. And I'm grateful for it. I want to make sure I say that. I feel like I had, so the Puffy Gator kits. I also wanted to make sure that they were child friendly, which is why I landed on Puffy Gator, because her artwork is usually animals and it's usually very colorful, and which kids like color. My younger niece likes jewel tone colors, so I ended up picking up the kit Blue Girl for her. then my older niece likes pastel colors, so I ended up getting Twilight Vibes for her, which I think has since been discontinued, which is sad because I loved that kit. I think of the 3 that I worked on at that time, that one was my favorite to work on. And then I got, oh gosh, it was recently restocked, a Little Magic. I got a Little Magic for my boyfriend's daughter, and that one's hanging up on her door. And that one was great too. That one had, I enjoyed working on all of them, I should say. And it got me those 3 kits. Never worked on a Puffy Gator kit before in my life. Those 3 kits got me very interested in Puffy Gator. And then I picked up Halloween Cat, and I was surprised how much I loved working on that one, considering it was different shades of brown and orange, which are probably 2 of my least favorite colors. But I realized if I like an image enough, or an artist enough, I can enjoy working on a kit that's not my colors. Because usually I'm very drawn to working on kits based off of their color palette. Very much so. I tend to target kits based off of their color palette. I mean, that's why I picked up Moon Gaze. I knew that the colors in this kit would be very enjoyable for me, and it is. I like this kit a lot so far. I mean, I've only been working on, this is my 3rd day working on it, and the first 2 days I did an entire row. Granted, I start from the top down, and the top 2 rows were a lot of multi-placing. So I probably won't keep up that momentum as I work my way to the girl in the moon. But that's okay. I'm not trying to be speedy. I am not trying to put pressure on myself to finish an image quickly. I just want to enjoy working on a kit. And if I find myself wanting to sit down and work on an image more than once in one day, I will do it. Because I have been doing that with this one. I haven't really been crocheting much lately, which is kind of sad for me. I know I was saying that I wanted to do a craft fair. I don't think I'm going to get to it this year. I haven't been working on enough stuff. I don't think I'll have enough stuff to do a craft fair. So it might be a next year thing. Because I'm not done crocheting. I will crochet. I will crochet. It's just lately I've been getting a lot of my joy and relaxation reboost for my soul, if you will, from diamond painting. I've been sitting down, turning on some type of a podcast, because I like to listen to podcasts, and just going to town. So when I'm at my boyfriend's, he likes to game. And so he'll spend an hour or so, somewhere around there, video gaming. and he'll play a game that kind of has a storyline. So while he's gaming, I'll follow the storyline and I'll be diamond painting. So it's kind of a way for both of us to do something we find relaxing together, even though it's two different things. Which I think is nice. Just noticed a big section I almost missed of this color. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I said I wouldn't do. I'm getting lost in the diamond painting and I'm distracting myself from talking to you guys. I really wanted this video to focus on diamond painting because I wanted to do a more traditional to me whip and chat and talk about what's been going on in my life later in the week. Bella Art, Dana Cole, has released the Taurus teacup. It's the same artist that did Yarn Crafter's Delight, the one I'm thinking of working on next. I have the Aquarius teacup, which is my boyfriend's zodiac sign. And I'm so sad that the Taurus teacup is orange, brown, and red. My 3 least favorite colors is my zodiac sign. I'm still probably gonna get it because those are actually his favorite colors. So his teacup is my color palette and my teacup is his color palette. And when his daughter's zodiac sign teacup comes out, I'll get that one. And then the 3 of us will have our teacups. It's just, I had been looking forward to getting my teacup because I like her teacup zodiacs. I'm like, that is fun. Chances are I'm gonna, like, I thought for sure I was gonna love it. As a Taurus, I'm an April Taurus. And April is diamond, which I'm not a fan of. To me, diamond is boring for a birthstone. I'm not a fan of it as a birthstone because it's also the romance stone. So, you know, romance or birthstone, it's both the same. But anyways, so usually as a Taurus, it's connected to emerald, which is a shade of green I actually enjoy. Emerald, Kelly green. I enjoy those colors. And so I thought for sure it would be green. And I don't know how it is orangey brown. It's a spring zodiac sign. It's not an autumn one. I don't know if it's that color because of the ox or the bull. I don't know if it's that color because the artist was thinking of the animal when they did the teacup. Probably, now that I'm thinking about it with you guys, that's probably what happened. But I wasn't happy to see that it was, that my zodiac teacup was not my favorite colors. But I still will probably get it. They also have Capricorn. That one was released with Taurus. And they released another one. that I can't remember. Scorpio. They also released Scorpio. My sister-in-law is a Capricorn and my dad's a Scorpio, so that's why I remember that. And those are both pretty. I like both of those. So the Capricorn one is, garnet is the January birthstone, and Capricorn is mostly in January. So the teacup is that dark, deep, like maroon kind of red, but it's also very bright. And it goes into like wines and purples. So it's not just red. And it's actually very pretty. For having a lot of red tones in it, I actually enjoy it. But I don't think my sister-in-law's necessarily someone who would want her zodiac sign. Or I'd get it because I think I'd enjoy working on it for her. And I know my dad's not necessarily a fan of into the zodiac signs or anything like that, so I can't remember what the Scorpio one looked like. I just remember being like, how come everybody else has such a pretty teacup and I get stuck with orange and brown? But maybe you're someone who loves orange and brown, and more power to you if you are. Don't want to, just because I don't like something doesn't mean. I have had conversations with my boyfriend's daughter about the fact that it is okay to like something somebody else doesn't, and it is okay to not like something somebody else does. Like, there's a lot of people in this world. We're not all gonna agree and like the same things, and that is wonderful. So please, if it's something you enjoy, don't take offense to me saying I don't like it. It's just my opinion. I want everybody to have their own opinions and feel safe having them. I am such a color person. I've learned that about myself over the past 6 months. I've really learned about myself that the color of the kit is almost just as important to me as far as like my enjoyment of it as the image. I've also learned that if it's an image for somebody I love, even if it's a color palette that I'm not necessarily drawn to, if it is an image that I love, I mean, if it's for somebody I love, I'll find enjoyment working on the kit because I'll think of them as I'm working on it. I learned that when I was working on my grandmother's diamond painting I made for her. Poppies and Flowers by Marjorie Wingett. I made that one for my grandmother for her birthday, and she loved it. It's hanging up above her mantle, above their wood stove. I worked on one for my mom for Mother's Day, and I made that one so quickly that I didn't even have time to share it with you guys. I made that one after I finished Miss You by Michelle Zia. I finished it in a week, in less than a week, I think. It was a small Marjorie Wingett kit that I had purchased from Joann's last summer. So Joann's was, it was before they closed. And they were having a sale. I actually made a video at the time. showing you what you could find at Joann's or online for budget kits that you didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money. You could get reasonably priced diamond art kits, and that was one of the ones I got, along with poppies and flowers. I don't think I ever showed that kit on the channel. I don't even remember what the name of it is. But anyways, my mom loved it. It's already hanging up. If you are someone who enjoys blues, pinks, and purples of the pastel, bright pastel kind of variation, and you also enjoy working on rounds, I enjoy working on both. I think part of the reason why I enjoyed Angie and Oliver as much as I did is because I'd been doing quite a few round kits in a row, and Angie and Oliver was a square. Mind you, the older Diamond Art Club kits didn't have the tight grid they do now, so there was more gapping and spacing. I'm not someone to mind that. That doesn't bother me personally. I think working on a square was a nice change of pace. But Moon Gaze will be one you love if you like the pastel blues, pinks, and purples, and you don't mind rounds, or you like rounds. I would say give it a try, because I'm loving it. I really think the next kit I work on, I'm going to work on a square. Which I think Crafter's Delight is a square. Which I think is one of the reasons why I chose that one to work on. I'm trying to remember. My logbook is on my phone, and I record on my phone, so I can't look it up while I'm recording. But I have all that information on my phone. And of course, I don't look it up before I start filming. I'm not someone, I know some people write down highlights, and then they read their notes so they remember what to share. I just wing it. And it probably shows. But it's right around the hour mark. I just checked. I like to keep my videos right around an hour. I think that's a good solid time. And I feel like I chatted with you guys. I hit all the points I wanted to hit with you guys today. So I think I'm gonna end here. I'll probably finish the section off camera, but I don't wanna drown on and on and on. So I'll end the video here. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next time. Bye.